Welcome to the Trading Partner Onboarding and Integration Process Overview. First, let's look at the high-level overview. The first step in engaging your partners will be sending a letter to inform them of the initiative and to gather information about their integration and technical capabilities. TraceLink will provide a template that you can modify to your needs. The letter will include a survey where we gather the information that TraceLink needs to understand the integration method as applicable. Next, the Network Program Manager will work with your team to prioritize your trade partners. This is typically based upon your relationships with the relevant trading partners and/or the volume of business that you do with them. Once the partner list has been prioritized, TraceLink will work with you to determine the methods of engagements. Depending upon the number of partners, this may be done by meetings or webinars and is intended to help the partner understand how engaging in this initiative will benefit them. From there, the Network Success Manager, also known as the NSM, will begin working with the trading partner to integrate their system as applicable. They will work with the trading partner and internal teams to build maps as necessary, test transactions, and provide any feedback to the trading partner about their formats and data that they are exchanging. Finally, the Network Program Manager will work with the customer to keep them updated on the status of their trading partner ecosystem and monitor usage once they are live. Once we have engaged the trading partner, there is a well-defined process to collaborate with them to integrate their transactions with TraceLink. First, our network operations team will create a company node on the network if one does not exist already, and enable the UI for them to interact with. They will also share information that explains how to interact with the UI. If you have many partners that are planning on using the UI, a webinar can be set up to help the group of partners. Once a company node has been created, if the trading partner has technical capabilities to be integrated, an NSM will reach out to the trading partner. They will have a kickoff to review the use cases, the transactions, and requirements to exchange transactions in the trading partner's format. The trading partner will work on their system to exchange the necessary transactions. Once testing begins, the NSM will provide feedback on the transactions if there are any malformed files or data. Once the integration has been successfully tested between the customer and partner as necessary, the configurations will be migrated from the validation environment to the production environment. The trading partner will receive a TraceLink Integration Completion Certificate that they can share with other TraceLink customers to demonstrate that they have already successfully integrated with TraceLink for those transactions. The NSM will work with the partner to monitor transactions and help them with any failures. The Network Program Manager will help the customer understand the status of their network through communication and reports. Now, let's dive into a little more detail about what happens during the process of integrating a trading partner system with TraceLink. There are 6 steps that we will cover in this process. Step 1 is the sharing of specs and sample files. Step 2 is performing a gap analysis between the trading partner's transaction format, the TraceLink canonical, and the customer's format. Step 3 is collaborating on any questions that may come out of the gap analysis to ensure alignment. Step 4 is for TraceLink's technology and enterprise integrations team to build the transforms and link actions as applicable. Step 5 is for the customer, the trading partner, and the NSM to perform testing. And finally, Step 6 is ongoing monitoring and maintenance.
One very important note is that for any trading partner that is already exchanging any given transaction type on the network, steps 1 through 4 can be bypassed, although there may be some needed collaboration to ensure that the customer and trading partner's formats are aligned. This should also streamline the testing and deploy phase, since the trading partner will already be receiving their format with other TraceLink customers. As the network matures, trading partner onboarding only becomes easier and faster due to this. Again, this is the magic of the TraceLink network.
Now, let's dive deeper into what each one of these steps looks like.
Step 1. The sharing of specs in sample files is an integral step for a successful integration and to prevent the need for rework of the transforms and link actions. Until the specs and sample files are received, TraceLink will not be able to begin building transforms or link actions. One important thing to note is given TraceLink's Integrate Once model, if this transaction type has been developed for another customer that this trading partner worked with in the past, the customer and/or partner can jump straight to link testing. Receiving the technical specifications is important for the following reasons. They ensure that TraceLink can properly interpret the data no matter the format, clearly define segments that are required and whether they are conditional or optional, and mitigate the need for rework for unclear or undefined use cases.
Receiving the sample files is important for the following reasons. They provide real-world, concrete examples of what the transactions being exchanged will look like, provide clarification about what is or isn't in the specs, allow system simulations for initial testing, and provide artifacts to help collaborative discussions.
Once TraceLink has received the technical specifications and sample files, they will perform a gap analysis to ensure that all of the necessary data properly flows from the customer system to the trading partner system. Before we explain how the gap analysis works, let's review how transactions flow through TraceLink. First, the transactions will be sent from the customer's or trading partner system in the format of their choice. In this example, the sender is sending the transaction in the SAP IDOC format. Once the transaction enters into the TraceLink system, it will go through a transform and be converted into the TraceLink canonical format. Next, the TraceLink canonical format will be sent outbound to the partner once it goes through a transform to convert the TraceLink canonical format, where it will be converted to the receiver's format. In this example, it is converted into EDI X12. This is the magic of TraceLink and why the sender can send in any format they choose, and the receiver can receive the data in the format of their choice. In order to make this magic happen, we have to perform a detailed gap analysis. First, we will compare the sender transaction format to the TraceLink canonical format to understand if there are any missing fields on either side or if there are any enumeration differences that need to be discussed. Next, we will compare the TraceLink canonical format to the receiver's format to understand the same gaps, if any. Finally, we will compare the sender's format to the receiver's format to understand if there may be any gaps in the end-to-end process. After the gap analysis has been performed, the project teams from all parties will work together to close out any open questions. The gap analysis will often surface several questions that need to be answered before the transforms and link actions can be developed. This step will ensure alignment between the customer and partner so that different fields and enumerations are accounted for and use cases are vetted for a comprehensive solution. Once the requirements are clear, the transforms and link actions can be developed. After the transforms and link actions are available, they will be made available in the validation environment so that the customer and partner can perform testing to verify that the system is working for their use cases. If any issues are found, the teams from all parties will collaborate to determine the best way to resolve the issue. Once testing has been completed, the transforms and link actions will be moved to production for the go-live. Finally, once transactions are being exchanged in production, TraceLink will monitor the transactions and provide ongoing maintenance for each link should anything change with their format or method of data exchange. As you can see, TraceLink has a well-thought-out process to ensure that integrations are successful and to mitigate rework in the process. Through well-defined specs and sample files, a detailed gap analysis, and collaboration between all parties, the integration can be built and tested and moved to production in a timely fashion.